Okay, good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to a special City Council meeting. We're here at City Hall. It is 7 p.m. or 7:08 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody, and I'd like to, I'm leading the Pledge of Allegiance this afternoon, so we can all rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam City Clerk, if you can take the roll, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Good evening. Councilmember Andrews. Present. Councilmember Bonilla Jr.
Present.
Councilmember Goldston.
Present.
Councilmember Roach. Present. Councilmember Sarah.
Present.
Councilmember Sermania.
Here.
Mayor Solis.
Present. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to move on to closed session announcement and.
I know the city attorney is taking care of a personal matter, but we are not finished with closed session. There's no closed session announcement.
Perfect. Thank you. Next, I'd like to open public comments. This is reserved for anybody in the public that would like to make a public comment on something that is not on the agenda. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make a public comment on something that is not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'd like to close public comments. I'll move on to our action item. We have a legislative business, LB 23-031, adopt a resolution ratifying the proclamation of local emergency due to cybersecurity incident. Report from our city manager. Madam City Manager, if you can lead this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We're here this evening to ask that the council adopt a resolution ratifying a proclamation of a local emergency, which I made on July 9th, 2023 in my capacity as Director of Emergency Services for the City of Hayward. On Sunday, I did proclaim a local emergency due to a cybersecurity attack, which we became aware of, in this report, we're asking that the council officially adopt the resolution ratifying that. Under state code, the council is required to ratify our local emergency within 7 days. That emergency proclamation basically allows us to suspend certain rules and regulations related to protection of persons and property, to obtain vital services, supplies, and equipment, and to assure the safety and welfare of city employees and residents, as well as property. And so basically gives staff, our emergency services staff, the ability to respond more flexibly, and obviously we will report back as part of the ongoing nature of this on any emergency expenditures that are procured during this or any emergency purchases that are made. So that is my brief report for the evening, and again, the staff recommendation is that the council adopt the resolution ratifying the local emergency.
Thank you. Before I move on to public comment, I'd like to see if there's any questions from council regarding the item. Councilmember Sermania.
If I may, how's our staff doing, our employees, morale-wise?
I think staff is doing as well as to be expected. Everyone is working around the clock to try to restore systems to normal, and we're trying to support our staff in their jobs as much as possible.
Thank you. Councilmember Roach.
I just wanted to ask, we talked, I think I may have asked earlier, but what the time frame is of the order.
So with the proclamation of a local emergency, it will continue until we bring an action to council to end and terminate the local emergency. So what we'll do is when we believe we're at a point when expenses related to the emergency have concluded, we will then come back to the council and ask the council to rescind the emergency proclamation.
Thanks, and I also just want to thank the city manager and all the city staff that has done an incredible job pivoting on this unprecedented attack, and just really appreciate all the work that's happening here. Thank you.
Councilmember Andrews.
Just wanted to confirm that the public is still being served even during this time.
Absolutely, and just to report, the City Hall is open. We have expanded hours at our permit center and at our revenue counter through 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, so walk-in customers can have access here. Library services are functioning pretty much as normal. The library's website is functional again, and so our library services are being continuing to be provided. So it may just take us a little bit longer to respond to the services, but everyone is welcome to come into City Hall or to call us by phone and to connect with us.
Thank you.
Councilmember Bonilla.
Thank you, Mayor. City Manager, you've done a great job responding to this so far. I know public safety, IT, the collaboration across the city and responding to such an unprecedented event has been great. And it's such a, I think, prideful moment for all of us to see the way the city rises on these type of crisis events that we have to be able to respond to. How long do you think it's going to take for us to kind of fully resolve the issues that we're currently dealing with?
I think we're still trying to assess that at this point. Obviously, we restored our website and some other services quickly on Monday, and so I think we're trying to just move through and restore services as quickly as possible. But our priority is ensuring public safety services are restored to the extent that those need to be, and so that is my primary focus as well as IT's at this point.
Thank you.
Quick question. Can you tell us the ways in which public safety, fire, and police have been responding and pivoting to this environment, and how there's been any disruption of service, or have we seamlessly transitioned to this, to a process where service is still being delivered on a timely manner and effectively?
Well, I'm happy to report that, to my knowledge, there have been no drops in public safety response time service. And I just want to give a particular shout out to our 911 dispatch center, who has really had to pivot the most in this emergency and is really just doing an amazing job continuing to answer all 911 calls and respond, help our police and fire personnel respond in a timely manner to all emergencies in the city.
And if I'm not mistaken, the type of communication public safety is using is sort of pen and paper, sort of old school pen and paper, writing down addresses and keeping track of calls in that way, correct?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into too many of the details of kind of how we're operating, but they are continuing to do the job and respond to 911 calls.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions? No? Okay.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I just want to say, I was surprised. I went into the library and they were able to look up a book I was looking for using, some of the data they had. So I was really surprised, and that they're back in operation. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
And I will also take this opportunity, if you have not signed up for the city's staff newsletter,
Yes.
it is a great way to receive information. That has been operational because it's hosted by a third party. So we've been able to communicate with residents and employees in that manner. So I would just encourage anyone who wants to get further information from the city at any point to sign up for our staff newsletter, which you can do on our website.
Thank you. Good point. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I'll close questions from council. I'll open up to public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make a public comment concerning this particular item? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll return to the dais and entertain a motion or any further questions or comments. Moved by Councilmember Goldstein, seconded by Councilmember Bonilla. And if there are no further questions, Madam City Clerk, if you can take the roll.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Andrews.
Aye.
Councilmember Bonilla Jr.
Aye.
Councilmember Goldstein.
Aye.
Councilmember Roach.
Aye.
Councilmember Sayer.
Yes.
Councilmember Sermenio.
Yes.
Mayor Salinas.
Yes, and it unanimously passes. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Chief Matthews and Chief Contreras. Appreciate it. And that concludes the open session of the meeting. Next, we will proceed with our closed session. We'll resume with our closed session. So with that said, meeting adjourned. And then we'll wait a few minutes until everyone clicks.